Here's a video on using the cosine rule to calculate a missing angle. It looks quite horrendous. Cos A equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. The bad news is that on a GCSE formula paper, at least until the year 2017, it only gives you this version of the cosine rule. It gives you the version where you can easily find a missing side. You're either going to need to know how to rearrange that to get to this version, or you're going to need to memorize it. Either way is not actually as hard as it first looks. We could rearrange in a flash, or we could simply memorize it. And if I label the sides with a big A for the missing side, a little a for the opposite side, and a B and a C, we can actually see that there's perhaps a bit of a pattern going on. The A, the missing angle, is always going to be the take away A part, the A squared part. And then that leaves the other two sides, B and C. They're both going to get squared and added together. And when you divide by, or the bit that you divide by is always 2 times the bit that you had on the top, the B and the C. So if we change things around slightly and we were looking to find B, then we would lose B there, and B would become B squared over here, and instead this would be A. And instead of 2BC, well look, what have we got on the top? We've got A and C, so that's going to be 2AC. And if we were going to rearrange that or change that again and try and find C, cos C, then this is going to be take away C squared. That's going to be A squared, and that's going to be 2BA, like that. Let's stick to the original version, which is probably a bit clearer. So there you have it. We've got a labelled triangle. Let's use that now to do a couple of examples. My unknown is no longer theta, it's capital A, and opposite A is little a, and we'll make that B, and we'll make that C. Write out the rule. Well, it was cos A equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. So substitute what we have. Cos of A is equal to 6 squared, that is a 6 not a b, plus 5 squared minus 4 squared all over 2 times 6 times 5. Start to solve it and we get cos of A equals 36 plus 25 minus 16 all over 60. That top line works out to be 45 over 60. So cos of A equals that. A is going to equal, to get rid of the cos and leave A by itself, we need to do cos to the minus 1, or inverse cos, or arc cos to both sides. And those two then cancel out. So we get A equals arc cos, but we write it like that, 45 over 60. Now, if you're any good at simplifying fractions, you will know that 45 over 60 is the same as 3/4, which is 0.75. But you don't need to do that in your head. You can leave it like that. It will still work out the same. We're going to use the calculator anyway. So let's bring up the calculator, clear that, and what do I need to type in? I need to type in shift cos 45 divided by 60, close brackets. 41.4 to 1 decimal place. And I put degrees because that's the units. Okay, example number 2, a little bit quicker this time. That's going to be A, little b, little c. Write out the formula, the rule. Cos A equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. Easy. Substitute what you've got. Cos A equals 11 squared plus 14 squared, take away 10 squared, all over 2 times 11 times 14. So cos A equals, this is what I'm going to put into my calculator, 121 plus 196. Take away 100 all over 2 times, and that comes to 154. So cos A equals, let's put that into the calculator then. 121 plus 90 plus 196, take away 100, divide that by, open brackets, 2 times 154, which we know is 308, but I'll do it anyway. And you get 31 over 44. Okay, so that's what cos of A equals. Is it 31 over 44? Yeah. So now A is the inverse cos, or arc cos, 31 over 44. So keep that on the calculator and just do shift cos answer, close brackets, equals 45.2 degrees to 1 decimal place. There you go, 2 examples, really not that difficult. I would like you to pause the video, do question 1 on the worksheet, and play the video again when you finish question 1. This is what question 1 looks like. So do that now, then pause. You've got to pause the video, do the question, and come back to the video when you've done the question. Okay? Pause now. Okay, let's go through what you should have. First, I hope you labelled that as angle A, and this is little a, little b, little c. You may have labelled that as C and labelled that as B. It doesn't matter, it's going to all come out the same answer anyway, assuming you've done the rest right. So the next step is to write out the cosine rule. Cos A equals B squared plus C squared minus A squared all over 2BC. Substitute what you've got. Cos A equals 12 squared plus 9 squared, take away 7 squared, all over 2 times 12 times 9. What have we got then? 144 plus 81, take away 49, all over 2 times 108. In fact, I can do that. 216. So that just saves a step on the calculator. Put that into the calculator and you get 144 plus 81, take away 49 equals, divide that by 216, 22 over 27. So we'll skip a step here. A is the inverse cos of 27 over, no, 22 over 27. So shift cos answer, close brackets, equals, you see why I don't like that? I got a number less than 1. I thought, hold on, that's a bit fishy. Do you see what I've done wrong? I actually didn't put in inverse cos. It's a good job I checked that. I did a quick mental check. So let's just type it in manually. Shift cos 22 divided by 27 equals 35.4 to 1 decimal place. Okay. That is it. That's the end of the video. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.